What is going on, family? Shots fired back with another video. This video is going to be a little recap from the podcast that just happened on my channel, twitch.tv/fluid shots fired. It is a banger. We talk about hockey in this one with some other streamers. If you haven't already, go check them out down below in the description. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. I'm trying to get to 100 subs, so please help me hit it. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you want to join one of the podcasts that happen every other week, and you're interested, go ahead and jump into Discord at links in the description, and we'll be able to talk about getting you into a podcast. I love doing it with other people, so let me know if you want to join. And other than that, have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Guess we'll get right into it, right?
Might as well.
So right off the bat, we are definitely going to be talking about last season. Not only the postseason, but the 2020-2021 season. Definitely a banger. Definitely a different season due to COVID and all of that shit. Not having what's it called fans for like half the season. Finally getting fans in slowly after the half season. Do you guys have any input on how that went for the teams?
If I can just jump in real quick for that, not having fans at a Coyotes game doesn't really matter because most of the time it's the other team's fans anyway, so I don't think it really affected them.
Yeah, honestly.
I will say, at least in Minnesota, like, our building's always loud, so not having anyone there the whole time and having just, like, piped in, fake fan noise,
That
like,
was awful. I
For-
hated it.
especially for, like, the players on the ice, like, no one's there. Just, I honestly would have rather heard just straight up, like, skates on the ice, hitting the post.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear the sounds of the game more than I want to hear fake fan noise.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the most cool sounds is not only the pucks in the post, pucks in the boards, nice hard hits against the boards, but the communication between the teammates is insane too. After hearing like mic'd up players, that's pretty intense, pretty funny sometimes. So
I think the reason
Definitely
they had
different.
to pipe in the fan noise was simply to cover up all the
bullshit
swearing.
that was talked to. Yeah, exactly. Kyle, do you have any input on not having fans for half the season?
It was definitely different. It's the whole, just sports in general, the whole year just being shut out of not being able to actually go like watch sports in person was just weird, of not seeing anybody in the stands. And it was just like, wow. Like, I hope this isn't something that's going to keep dragging on, because, I mean, that's just taking the fun out of playing sports, because the players feed off the energy from the fans, and that completely killed most of the season. And it's like, it's just weird seeing the players not have any fan support.
I didn't see a single great Selly this year. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
of all the highlight reel goals, they're just like, cool, scored. All right, whatever.
Can't say nothing about being an LA Kings fan for great goals. Thanks.
I mean, even Carolina, their sellies weren't even that great this year.
Yeah,
Which
because
is
they have no one
shocking,
to they have no one to show.
Like, I feel like Carolina is definitely one of the best teams for Sellies as of right now, at least. They
Yeah,
have
for
so
sure.
much
Especially
energy.
the storm surge too at the end of the game when they win.
Best
love it.
Yeah, they
game
fully
ever.
committed to it.
Oh yeah. Well, after who called them a bunch of jerks and they just ran with it.
Oh,
Love it.
Don Cherry, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Like, they got shirts that said a bunch of jerks on it. I love it. I love the energy in Carolina.
Especially when other teams are able to mock them after they win. It's definitely funny seeing teams do that just to make fun of Carolina like that. Just something.
Yeah,
different.
absolutely.
Yeah, and definitely weird not having fans. Definitely weird for the players as well because they don't have the energy. They don't have the hype up as the fans would give them, especially those chants, that mascots do. I don't even think they had a mascot that year at all this year.
I know that the Minnesota had Nordy in the stadium, but it was funny because he was like they would cut to him on air and he'd be doing the like beating the drum trying to get the non-fans to yell "Let's go wild," and no one was there. So like he's beating the drum. They have him on live air, and then he's just looking around like no one, nothing.
Yeah, and I can only imagine how funny it would have been with Phillies.
Oh, Gritty! God,
with Gritty.
Last
year.
Did it?
Most terrifying mascot.
Yeah,
most terrifying. Most like
he's the stuff of nightmares.
I'm surprised that whoever is in that in the mascot costume isn't arrested by now.
Right.
That the shit they does. But
Yeah. Well, did y'all see the clip of it was at one of the NHL games, I don't remember, but they had quite literally a few like fans in the stands.
Yeah.
They zoomed in and they said like, thanks to our fans, and it was quite literally just fans blowing.
Yeah.
Like, and the lighting guy like highlighted that section of seats too, so it was extra special.
That's great. You gotta love what the teams would do just for the comedy, because they know that it's a hard time.
Oh yeah,
especially for not only for the fans but for the players as well. I can only imagine the players in that situation looking up at the fans.
Oh yeah,
and kind of chuckling, during the game. Because
yeah, I mean, what else can they do?
Fans. Yeah, honestly. Now bringing in the fans, at the last couple of games of the season. I know for Chicago it was like the last 2 games. I know the other teams had them in before that and probably after that as well. I'm pretty sure Chicago was one of the few last teams that did that.
Well, Canada didn't get fans until like halfway through playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah, because Canada never lifted their thing.
Right.
Which kind of sucks.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think Phoenix was like halfway through the season, but again, nobody showed up anyway. So
Yeah, it went from 0 fans to 0 fans. What a great turnout on the
Instead of only fans, subscribe to Arizona's Only Pain.
Yeah.
Poor Arizona.
I'm glad Gav wasn't here for that comment.
Yeah,
Mills.
right.
God, he would have killed you for that one.
We have another buddy that's an Arizona fan, so
I share their pain.
yeah, right.
We're all over the place in our group.
Yep.
Well, you also got 2 other people that are different fans, aren't they? What's his name? Shit, we were just talking about him last night. The one that's on vacation.
Oh,
Destin. Yeah, he's an Avs fan, so fuck him. He is a great team.
That's right. They just lost their starting goaltender to Seattle, so.
Right.
I mean, was the goalie really that great?
Wasn't he in the running for the Vezina either this year or last year?
Yeah, but how much of that was because of the defensemen on their team?
Right. It does also come down to the people in front of him, but
yeah,
still, I mean, if he can hold his own, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have him, but I mean,
Well,
we're,
I ain't getting anything.
I'm getting nothing but fucked by the cap right now.
Exactly. And so the postseason, very rough one for most of the teams, especially since they did it weird this year. I don't remember how they did it.
It was within your own division because those are the only teams that they played,
Yeah.
and then it was still within your division, and then it was inter division. So it was like
Just play their
East
division
and-
every single time.
yeah, the season was just weird. Like
Yeah. Even the
Team-
realignment of the divisions were weird.
yeah, like Wild in the West. What?
Yeah.
We're
Dude,
we're
some
very
weird-
North.
very central, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think Colorado was in the West Division as well, so it's like you could
mean-
have given us a year off, please.
Colorado kind of makes sense being West, but Wild doesn't.
Yeah, but like not us.
Yeah.
And then the whole like can't cross the border, so they had to make an all Canadian division, which was fun. I mean, don't get me wrong; those games were fun to watch, but
especially the heat amongst each team because they're
Mhm.
all Canadian teams, so they were gonna go after each other.
oh yeah,
And some of the biggest rivalries are within Canada.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I saw one night that wasn't Canadian night or whatever
Right.
it's called. Like
Hockey night in Canada, but every night.
Yeah. Like they were overusing that display for their games.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
Hockey night in Canada every night.
I can't wait to hear the ESPN theme song for hockey again.
That is
I've been missing that.
Yeah, honestly. But the winner of this year's playoffs, the Tampa Bay Lightning. How do you think they did this year? Besides winning the championship.
Besides being 20 million over the cap in playoffs,
Exactly.
I mean, are we gonna go there or no? Because like personally, I think that's kind of shitty, but at the same time, it's legal. So what can you do?
Exactly.
I don't know. Tampa always does great as long as they have a healthy core, which Stamkos has had injuries in the last few years, so there's some worry around him going forward. But I mean, he's still an elite goal scorer. Like, what can you do against that? And Vasilevsky, I'm not gonna be able to score on him ever. Give me
He
500,000 chances to score on him, and I will not put one in.
I heard that he's weak on the 5-hole. I'm gonna say.
I still wouldn't be able to score on him.
Yeah, probably will. I don't think any of us would.
No.
Maybe with a Dasu flip, but probably not. I heard that he knows how to catch pucks behind his back.
Probably,
Which,
honestly. I mean, he's an elite goaltender. There's no getting around it. So I think even still going forward, even though Tampa's in cap hell, they're still going to be an elite team for, let's say, the next 4 years at least.
Yeah,
In my opinion, they're still the team to beat.
exactly. And actually, if you haven't already, I did. Oh no, I didn't post it. But I did make a tier list, a hockey tier list, and next year's like who I think was going to, or who is going to win the championship, and who's gonna, where all the teams stand as of before the trading deadline. I know that a lot of goalies did get traded this year, which is insane. Seeing all the
16 teams are starting with a different starting goalie this year,
which is kind of scary for teams, honestly.
Yeah, it's
losing all their connectivity, you know, and getting a new goalie.
It's weird because they're all betting on, like, you know, a change of scenery is going to revive all these goalies' careers, and it's like, maybe you might get lucky and get, you know, a few more good years, but they could also nosedive, and
exactly
we're not going to know until the season starts because they're, you know, they have to uproot their family, uproot their lives and what they've known, go to a new state, new teammates, new coaching staff, and then they just have to play. So it's just odd, honestly, that so many goalies got moved all at once.
Do you think that the reason for that was Seattle, though? Seattle joining in. I mean, it kind of happened when Vegas joined in. They did have a couple goalies move around, not as many as this year's, but could have definitely impacted how many teams did move or did get new goalies. You know, with Seattle taking the Coyotes, no, the Avalanche goalie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they opened up a spot for the Avalanche to take someone. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been a general sense of panic within a lot of organizations, just trying to grab whoever they can and also be cap compliant. So it's, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's?
I think there's a lot of goalies getting towards the end of their careers that
so true.
just need to replace.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, at least in the Wild's case, we're lucky because we have, you know, a senior, use that term loosely, goalie in Cam Talbot, and then we have Kaapo Kakkonen behind him, and he's only 24, and we left him exposed, and Seattle passed on him. So, like, I'm not complaining by any means, because he was, when he was in the AHL, he was goalie of the year, and then he stepped into the NHL spot and really performed well. Well-ish. He had a few rough games, and we're just not going to talk about those. But I honestly, I've never seen so many goalies move in one offseason. It's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. And what's your guys' input? Actually, I want to hear from Kyle on this one. What is your input upon the Chicago Blackhawks getting, you know, an elite goalie that's almost in his 50s?
Yeah, I was surprised to see that trade. Like, I was just like, going back on how many goalies have changed throughout the offseason so far. It's not even just the quantity, it's the quality of goalies. Because, I mean, Grubauer is an above-average goalie, and he's going to Seattle. Then you trade the Vezina winner in Marc-Andre Fleury, and he's going to Chicago, and it's like, wow, anybody can get traded at this point. It's just like, I saw that, and I was just like, okay. What happened here?
Especially that, you know, they didn't have to trade anyone for Marc-Andre Fleury, basically. It was basically a dead trade. We just got a goalie, and that was it. We didn't really give up anything that was at least decent. We didn't have anything decent on our team. So, like, you know, we just kind of gave up whatever we had.
Well, and the other thing was, everyone was speculating that, you know, Fleury was just going to retire, and today he came out and said, I'm going to continue my career and play for the Blackhawks. So he's going to play. He's going to be here this season, and also up here in Minnesota are like, fuck, Chicago's good again.
By far not the answer.
I mean,
look at the team of Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah,
it literally is just young people that don't know how to score, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean,
the defense is awful. after they lost all the, all the people that ended up retiring, like Seabrook and fucking Keith and all them, there really is no more connection on the team anymore. Everyone is young,
Right.
and still are learning how to play hockey. Basically, like some of the games I've watched this year, it seems like they're literally 14-year-olds getting on the ice and running around with the puck, not knowing what to do. It just their team is very disappointing right now, and that's why I'm not a Chicago Blackhawks fan as of right now.
All right, who's your new team then?
Oh, I got the Oilers.
Well, okay. It's not much better, but I mean,
It's not much better, but at least we have one good player, okay?
Right.
Edmonton underperforms every year.
They
Yep.
do.
The
and
talent they have.
It's kind of sad because they should be doing better than they are, especially with their team, and I feel like they have a really good, offense and defense. So I don't know why they're not, getting to the point where they can win a cup. They should be able to win a cup.
Yep.
And it's kind of sad that they haven't won a cup, I mean, I get that Tampa Bay has been, slain in the postseason the past few years. But, like, I don't even think Edmonton made the semi this round of playoffs. I
All right,
think they made it to...
Here's a question for you. Do you think Connor McDavid re-signs with the Oilers when his contract is up? He'll be 29.
29, re-signing with the Oilers. Honestly, no. I don't think you will.
I don't think so either. I think he'll go chase a cup for the last, 6 years of his
career.
playing days,
Yeah.
and then retire very, very, very rich.
Yeah, and he is probably one of the best players in the NHL right now
Oh, guaranteed.
within
Yep.
offense. I mean, I don't really know if anyone on defense is better than him, honestly.
He's the complete package. Let's be honest. It's
He is.
it's Connor McDavid.
He got the skills, he got the handles, he got the the speed.
The
I mean,
Oh,
speed,
the
yeah.
speed is just ridiculous.
yeah.
I'd like to see a
all
Connor
one.
McDavid, Nathan McKinnon 1-on-1.
That'd be interesting.
Jeez.
That'd definitely be interesting. Who won the fastest skating competition this year?
I honestly
I
don't
don't know.
know. I didn't pay attention to the All Star.
Yeah.
Did they even have
Do
an
you
All Star this year?
I think they did. It was just very not heard of. No,
Well,
maybe they didn't.
I don't think they could because the Canadian teams couldn't come down. Yeah.
They had the non-winter classic one this year. I don't know what it was called. It was something.
Oh,
weird
it
this
was
year,
just one of the stadium series at
Yeah.
Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
which I don't think no one even watched except for fucking Avalanche fans.
Right.
Because they'll watch anything. Honestly. Did they have a? No, I don't think they did because I usually watch it on YouTube in one night, but I don't think I watched it this year. I don't think there was one.
It says it was January 25th in St. Louis. The 2020.
It's 2020. It would be 2021.
Yeah. I don't see anything for 2021 on Google.
Hmm.
So I think they skipped it this year.
Because I know that 2020 was in St. Louis. Yes. I remember
Yes.
that one. Wait.
It says that there was one January 29th, 30th, 2021 in Florida. But I don't remember seeing anything on it.
Which one's the one I remember? Oh, I remember the Sharks one, maybe? Was it Sharks had it like 2019?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that one was cool. Not the actual competitions, but just the, cool ice things that they did
Mm-hmm.
over the ice. I don't know. What do you guys think about the All-Star game? Do you think it's like pulled towards one side? Do you think that it's starting to get boring nowadays?
I think that just everyone's trying to not get injured, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's just it's fun to see all the players, messing around with each other, and it's fun to see elite players just joking around on the ice, but at the same time it's like they're not really playing for anything, so whatever.
And like, I think the only good year that they had a good skill competition and all that was the one year that Patrick Kane did the Superman, and that was after that it started going downhill for the All-Star skills competition and the All-Star game, honestly. And I don't like. I've never been a big a fan of watching the All-Star game. I just know it's going to be a shutout. Not shutout. It's going to be like the highest scoring game ever known to mankind. There's no really that fun concept to it because everyone's just, having fun and scoring on each other, not really giving a shit if they score. No fights happening in those games. No, hard hits. It's like, honestly, it's like no contact hockey.
Yep, nothing to play for either, because at least the MLB All-Star game, at least you have something to fight for, because you get home field advantage in the World Series if you win the game. So there's something to play for, and they actually do play hard in that game. So
exactly, and even I'm pretty sure the MLB actually gives out a trophy for it too, right?
yeah,
And I don't think NHL does anything anymore. I don't even think they ever did anything.
The only thing they get is the MVP of the All-Star game gets like $20,000, which to them is like peanuts.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like a penny.
and then like a Toyota, because Toyota sponsors it. It's like, okay, like Sidney
Thanks for my
Crosby.
nice car and my...
Yeah, exactly. Crosby won MVP one year and straight up just turned around and like gave the car to someone in need, which is a really good.
Honestly, happen every single year. Should
They should
give it away.
honestly just be like, here's the
Give it
car,
charity.
and then immediately give it to someone else.
Exactly. Like, give back to the people that watch it, and are big fans. And honestly, what I think should happen, with that $20,000, even though it's not that much to them, they should at least give it to a charity of their wanting, instead of them getting penny change for themselves. They should just get send it to a nonprofit organization, or a children's hospital, or kids love hockey, And, it's just, they do definitely need to rethink about the prizes for it and how they're gonna go upon it the next couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion, at least.
No, I agree.
All right. Now, what do you guys think about Columbus this year?
They're a dumpster fire.
They're going downhill, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, Dubois requesting a trade. Like, Laine did re-sign with them, so at least they have that. But Seth Jones is gone. Tortorella's gone, but I'm not sad about that, honestly.
Oh, I'm sad about that. It's my favorite freaking coach right there.
I think Columbus is.
I think Torts is a big loss to him.
Yeah, for sure. I personally don't like his style of coaching, but
his style of coaching is next level. Come on, bro.
he definitely made them better, for sure.
He makes any team better that he was with.
Yeah, Columbus was definitely overperforming what their roster is.
That is
and now their roster's just gutted. So I don't know. They're a dumpster fire in my opinion. I don't think they're going to be winning much anytime soon. So Morph, you should probably root for them too.
Oh yeah. Give me all the dumpster fire teams.
You can have Chicago while you're at it.
All right. Actually, I'll never root for Chicago.
Hey, at least we're not giving you
the Red Wings now. Okay.
You can have Kyle's team too.
You can have all the teams except for the
LA
the good ones.
Oh.
Yeah, rub it in my face, why don't you? At least we have cups in the last 12 years than you do.
That is so true.
So I feel like, and I'm just going to jump in, I feel like Chicago and LA, like 10 years ago, were dominant, and they did the exact same thing. They signed all their big-name guys to super long contracts, and now they are either out of the league or they're just washed up, and they don't play for nothing, and then they have so much cap space against their teams. Their teams are just handcuffed. They can't do nothing about it.
That is so true.
Like Doughty and Kopitar and Brown and Quick, they all are just out of their primes, and they're just so expensive. It's like we can't even trade them anywhere because nobody wants their contracts. It's like, oh boy, here we go again. Oh jeez.
I don't think all to watch it. Honestly, I feel like this year is going to be the year of the rookies. Honestly, there's so many older players that are finally moving out of the NHL that it's just going to be mainly rookies or people just getting into the primes. Because you're losing a lot of the big names slowly but surely. Even if it's not this season, it'll probably be next season or, upcoming seasons at most. I don't think there's really going to be a point right now where they gradually start going. They lost a couple players last year, a couple of players this year from each team just because they're getting old, and I know that it is normal for that to happen, but it just feels like it's an enormous amount recently. And it just kind of sucks for all the teams, especially for the Kings.
Yeah, a lot of teams. Like, there's a lot of the superstars that we grew up with the last 10 to 15 years that are going to be out in the next 3 or 4 years. You're looking at Tays, you're looking at Patrick Kane, Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby. I mean, all these guys are old and aging. Now you've got this young group coming in that's just going to be absolutely just great to watch. I mean, I hate to say it, but Kaprizov in Minnesota is just absolutely nuts, and I hated seeing him score on me so much this year. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me! You got to stop the kid. He's just gonna torch you." And he did. Kid is just ridiculously good, but people are sleeping. But I think Quentin Byfield in LA is gonna be something special. That kid is good. And I think he's emerging now, and I think LA's just got a just good wave of people coming. They just need them now, and they got to wait a couple more years.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like the Lightning are going to be like the Blackhawks here in a couple of years, where they have a great team right now. You know, they won two cups. They're probably gonna win one more, and then after that, their team is just gonna go to shit. You know, everyone getting older, and you know, their team starting to trade people for, you know, enormous amounts of money. You know, huge caps. That it would just be, you know, slowly decaying the Lightning's team and their records these next couple of years.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is gonna go based off of Vasilevsky and Kucherov. More
Yeah,
than Stamkos.
which is
how those two. Yeah.
you know,
Once you start seeing a decline in like Vasilevsky, then you know that's kind of the end of the run.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a feeling they have one more cup left in them, though. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of seeing them win.
I mean, what a year for Tampa Bay, though.
First getting the Super Bowl, now the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, must
Yeah,
be
if
nice.
it wasn't for the Dodgers, the Rays would have won too.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Rays
We,
won.
We don't get nice things in Minnesota.
What was the last championship that you guys won?
The Twins World Series in '91. Vikings are 0-4 in Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The Wild have never been to the Stanley Cup Finals. I guess we had the Lynx, but
Who?
our women's basketball team.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's it. Arizona. That's all we have. The WNBA and arena football.
Yep.
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 Yeah, arena football for Arizona is great. Like they're great in that, but everything else, I mean, Diamondbacks haven't won nothing since '01, I think.
Yep.
Can't say too much because that's the last time the Mariners were in the playoffs. Can't say too much.
I mean, I can't even say too much about.
Chicago, you know, 2016 was the last championship. Well, no, 2017. Yeah, something like that.
Must be nice. It was within the last 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the Sox are coming up and gonna be winning a championship soon, unfortunately, because I fucking hate the Sox, but it's gonna happen. You know, being a Cubs fan, I hate to see that happen. It would be nice for, you know, both Chicago baseball teams to win.
Can we just talk about the fire sale that the Cubs just had, though?
Holy
Jeez
shit.
Louise, holy crap.
Dude, I
God.
have a picture. Shots, I don't know if you can throw it up on stream. I'm gonna send it to you super quick.
Sure.
It's a picture of Wrigley. So it says Wrigley Field, home of Spirit Halloween, because it's a fucking empty building.
Jeez Louise.
That is so rip. What the fuck?
Damn.
That is a rip.
Between Chicago and Washington this year, those were two dumpster fires because they just, oh my god, the differences between the trades in the MLB and the NHL are so weird. Is MLB, you actually get a haul of prospects back, like basically you're just hoping with the picks in the hockey, you're just hoping you're gonna get a good pick out of the draft. It's like, okay, hopefully at least you're
Yeah.
getting solid players with MLB, because the Dodgers, oh my god, they need to put a cap salary in fucking MLB, because the Dodgers payroll right now, it's $290 million.
Yeah, and
That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, but before the Padres actually spent money like 3 seasons ago,
Yep.
Kershaw himself was making more money than the entire Padres roster.
Jesus Christ.
But the sad thing about or the whole NHL, you know, drafting and all that is how many people do you see come from the AHL into the NHL that aren't, you know, originally from the NHL? You know,
like, especially for where I'm from, the Chicago Wolves.
I'm pretty sure half their team is already 35 years old, and they have never seen a day of NHL in their lives. I'm pretty sure the Ice Hogs are about the same. You know, I don't feel like the NHL really pushes teams to pick up people from their AHL. They more focus on the drafts and trading than anything, which is kind of sad to see. You know, all these young players who have skill not even make it up to the NHL. I definitely feel like that's something that they have to work on to get some of the players in. I know that a lot of the players from Chicago are all, you know, pickups, but, you know, not a lot of them are from, you know, the fucking AHL.
I know that the Wild are gonna have to dip into the AHL pretty hard this year, because we're sitting at, I guess now we have 6 defensemen, but 2 of them are not great. But they picked up people on, you know, small contracts for 1 year just to push the AHL players for a spot, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, nothing's guaranteed, so that they still have to work and, you know, make their way. But we got super lucky in the Zucker trade. We got Kalen Addison back, who is, I mean, if you see a picture of him, he's just the greasiest dirt ball you could ever see. But he had some NHL time last year, and I'm actually hoping that he cracks the roster this year. He's a super good player and he's young, so we get him in the NHL now. If he's ready, then we actually have, you know, a viable defenseman for 10 years, hopefully, unless he decides to go to free agency and screw us.
Which happens a lot in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
People like to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's really nothing to walk away from.
No, there's not.
So, I mean, it's like.
But I do agree. Like, there's a lot of talent in the AHL, and like, especially out here in Arizona, like, the Roadrunners are always really good. There's some good prospects on the team. Capobianco's right there. Hopefully they call him up this year and actually use him.
Exactly.
But yeah, they definitely need to incorporate more of the farm system, quote unquote.
Yeah, and then you know, it's like, you know, the players are going into the AHL and they basically know, well, I'm not going to make it in the NHL, basically, and unless somehow they turn into to fucking Connor McDavid one day, they're not going to go up to the NHL. You know, they have to show off. They have to have a crazy amount of skill to be able to move up and, you know, and go into the NHL. Even some of these, you know, younger people, they probably only see what a year in the fucking AHL before they get traded or before they get moved up. You know, just all the older people, I get they're old now, but, you know, they could at least get, you know, a year on, you know, a shitty team like Minnesota Wild.
Oh.
Dude, I want to go back to talking about Chicago and how they are right now.
Sorry, I meant the Arizona Coyotes.
I can't even say anything.
I mean, or you can go to the LA Kings and retire. Oh, wait.
They're all young.
It's alright, at least we don't throw away playoff chances.
No, I mean, leave that to us.
Make it anymore.
That's all of the teams.
Should just ask Blair Walsh.
Oh, fuck, wide. What was that? Was that one wide left or wide right?
Wide left, and it was from like 20 yards out in the freaking freezing cold too, and he pushed it wide left.
Are we surprised,
You know what's worse about that is, like, I don't care about Minnesota. Like, they're fine, like, sports town or whatever. It's just you lost to Seattle, who I fucking hate.
It's just such a poor Minnesota.
This is what Arizona sports fandom does to you. You don't get joy out of your teams. You get joy out of other teams in your division losing.
Right.
I take it he's a Cardinals fan.
He's a Cardinals fan.
So what happened with the second Beastquake where Patrick Peterson didn't want to tackle Marshawn Lynch and decided just to get out of his way?
Patrick Peterson stopped. That's what happened.
Nah, I'm chilling, man. I don't want to get hit by him. Come on, bro.
He could have just pulled an Earl Thomas and just got turned around and looked like he was blocking for oh God, who was that? Derrick Henry.
I'll tell you right now, Patrick Peterson has not been a good corner for 5-6 years now.
No, he's been getting burnt pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. We should get back onto track and not talk about the NFL or the MLB now.
What is going on, guys? Future me here talking to you about our sponsor for today's video, Glitch Energy. If you haven't already, go check out Glitch Energy at glitchenergy.com and use code FLUID at checkout for 25% off. They have great flavors such as Rocket Pop, the one I'm drinking as of right now, right here, and Sour Grape Ape. They have amazing flavors on the website, over 20 different flavors. So go check them out. You won't regret checking them out at all. And yeah, let's get right back into the video.
What you got for us, Shots?
Let's see. Buffalo's goalie situation. What do you guys think about that?
Where the hell is Diesel when we need him here? Mini crisis. I'd rather have them just trade Jack Eichel and just get a good freaking package for Eichel at this point. They're just straight dumpster. There's no way of saving Buffalo at this point.
I'm pretty sure Eichel's their only hope at this point.
So, at goalie, they have Craig Anderson, who's 40.
Wait, who?
Wait a minute, do you mean Ottawa Senators legend Craig Anderson?
They have whoever the hell Michael Hauser is. Stefanos Lekas.
That must be one of the guys from the AHL that they picked up.
Yeah. All these guys are either UFAs or I've literally never heard of them.
No,
And they also have Dustin Tokarski.
Wait, who?
Justin Tokarski.
Oh.
Oh, don't you know Justin Tatarski?
Dustin Tokarski.
Karski, there you go. Yeah.
Tokarski.
I mean, shit. What? Eichel's leaving Buffalo. There's no way around that.
Yep.
The only question is what they get back for it, and literally
Or
no one in the league. Yeah, literally no one in the league is willing to pay what they're asking. They're asking for like 4 first rounds plus prospects. Hell no.
Nope.
Who the fuck would do that?
for a $10 million a year contract.
For one guy. Like what?
Like, no one can take on his contract either. No
Nope.
one in the league has enough space except for who was just buying up contracts. Was it Arizona?
What?
I wasn't sure. I just like Arizona has room for him, but who do you have to give back? Plus 4 firsts, like you're completely screwing your own future for one guy
But I
who
feel like
They don't have a future. Remember that.
I'm honestly surprised that they actually got a new owner instead of just selling the team off, like moving the team.
Oh yeah, I mean that's been a thing for like 5 years.
No, honestly, instead of getting a new organization in Seattle, they probably should have just moved Arizona up there. I mean, it makes sense because they had to realign. You know, they had to add that extra team for the realignment for the division or the conferences and stuff. But still, like,
Yeah.
we're just taking up a spot that doesn't matter.
See, no, they wanted to give Seattle a new team because they didn't want Arizona's roster anywhere
Oh,
except for in
Yeah,
Arizona.
yeah. Fair enough.
Fucking brutal.
Jeez Louise.
Ooh, I have a question for you, Morph. Why even an Arizona fan at this point?
I've lived here my whole life, and that's just how it is.
You're
All
just
he
stuck
knows
with the
is
team.
pain.
I'm not okay. Like I don't know. I'm not like I've lived here my whole life. These are the only teams I've known, and I'm not jumping bandwagons. You know, I don't know. Stick through it.
How about who's your second favorite team?
I don't buy into second favorite teams.
Fair.
It's your team or nothing. Like that. Okay. Like real quick. Like, college football. I hate when people are like, well, you have to root for this team because they're in the playoffs or whatever. No, they're in your conference. Like, I don't care what they do. I want them to lose. It's not my team.
Yeah, and I've always been a Wildcats team, honestly, or a Wildcats fan for the college football. You know what I'm talking about? Northwestern. No?
Oh.
Northwest.
Northwestern. You know the Wildcats? Yeah.
I
that
had
team right
two
there.
different
Talking about that
Wildcats
stupid
team.
team down in,
I was thinking Arizona more or less, but
Like you're talking about that stupid team down in Tucson.
Fucking. Definitely Northwestern in Illinois. They have a good team.
Yeah,
They've
I
always
like
had
the
a good
coach a lot.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I'm happy about. But yeah. So, where were we? We were talking shit about Arizona, which is nothing new. And then, we were talking about Buffaloes. Oh,
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to say about Buffalo, it's literally like they just have a team of fucking AHL players. I'm pretty sure they just took everyone from their AHL team and moved them all up and called it a team. Because their team is god awful. Said that Jack has to live with that for another year probably before he gets traded. That's how he's going this year.
I mean, probably depends on how it shakes out. Like before the trade deadline, like I'm sure Buffalo will settle for something less than what they're asking at that point to try to move it.
I mean, Jack is, a good player, but $10 million plus 4 first trades is just outrageous. I don't remember the last person that actually had that kind of deal before. That wasn't, a hot shot in the league. Even if Connor got out, he'd barely be hitting the four first rounds and 10 mil. It's just outrageous that they're trying to get Jack for that much. Honestly. But yeah, some more do you guys have any interesting questions you guys have?
I'm just ready to see Ryan Reeves fucking dumpster Tom Wilson. Like, that's all I'm looking forward to, because Reeves is on the Rangers now. They're gonna play a whole bunch. I want to see Tom Wilson get fucked up.
Wilson's getting a little bit older too, isn't he? He's slowly getting there. He's probably
I don't know. That was a travesty how the league handled that, though.
yeah.
Tom Wilson's only 27.
Really?
Jesus.
Shit.
Holy
Yep.
crap.
He's gonna be around for a while still.
Unless Ryan Reeves does something about that.
Right.
Honestly.
I don't think Ryan Reeves is somebody to be screwing with. That's like going up like 4 or 5 years ago and saying you want to go pick a fight with Dustin Bufflin. That's not a good idea
Or
at all.
picking a fight with fucking Chara, honestly.
Yep.
It's
Or we
just-
can go back to the man, myth, the legend himself, Derek Bugard.
back in his prime.
You don't fuck with the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Boston's team is just. What do you guys think about the Boston team? Honestly,
Where's Boston at when we need him?
Right.
You
I mean,
talk
they're
so much crap about having so many championships back to back with the Patriots and the Bruins.
the Patriots.
I think Boston's still gonna be really damn good.
They're
They're
they
one of
picked
those
up
teams that,
Foligno.
like, it kind of doesn't matter who's on the roster. Their organization is just so well built.
Yep.
Yeah,
Always gonna
honestly.
be a perennial contender.
I mean, even with Marchand on their team, they still somehow do good on the ice, which is insane.
Plus, what the heck is the guy's name? I can't remember now. He just signed with them too in the office.
Foligno.
Foligno.
No, the Hart winner a few years ago. He was just on Buffalo and he got traded off to them, right? Last season.
Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall, there you go.
Oh yeah, he got traded.
Yeah,
he was traded last season, yeah.
They have a couple solid lines there in Boston. Even with Bergeron being aging, he's still a formidable forward, and he plays just great defensive. He's just a great defenseman up there up front that you can just trust. And Pasta is just ridiculous. He's going to be a superstar. But you add Foligno, and now you've got Taylor Hall. You've got two solid lines, even with Marchand. You've got two solid lines all the way
Even with
across
Marchand.
that any one of them can score. You're just like, oh crap.
And they stole Buffalo's starting goalie in Linus Allmark.
I
Oh,
think
God.
the only problem with their team is their defense.
Yeah.
Like, their offense is perfectly fine. You know, actually, they might have one of the best offense teams, other than. I mean, who else really has a good offensive team?
Colorado has a really good offense.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Las
Um,
Vegas.
Maybe
Although Colorado and Las Vegas are built different, they're more
they're built different. Sorry, what?
their defensemen are more
no.
active in it.
I don't know. I feel like Mr. Sauce over here is gonna press the soundboard.
They're built different.
Yeah, exactly.
There we
That's all
go.
I saw him reach over. I was like, "Oh God, this is where it comes down to."
They're just fucking built different.
Exactly. But yeah, Boston is definitely going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to make it that far in the playoffs this year. Just because
I was a
of
little
their...
surprised they got bounced that early on this last season.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, they don't really have that great of a defense. You know, it's just a matter of if they can score or outscore the other team.
Right.
With their, offense. Even then, even if they play, Tampa, they're not getting past, any of their team. Is they have good defense and a good goalie, obviously.
Yeah.
So even if they did make it to the top, of the playoffs, they're not going to make it past Tampa at least. At least right now, at least. Jeez, how many times can I say at least?
Well, even if they were to get past Tampa, that they're not getting through any of the Western Conference teams in the Cup because
Sure.
both Vegas and the Avs have absolutely great defense. I mean, Cale Makar's a star right now. That kid can play, and it's just like, uh-oh. You got him back there, and it's game over. It's kind of like, I feel like Edmonton's in the same. I mean, Edmonton's got so-so defense. They've got a great offense. If they can outscore you, that's the only way they're going to win.
Yeah.
And they have the players to outscore because they've got Draisaitl, they've got McDavid. I mean, Nugent Hopkins is still decently good. Yamamoto's another one. I mean, I grew up, I was close enough to actually try to watch him and Tyler Johnson because they both played for Spokane near me for the Chiefs. And Tyler Johnson and Yamamoto were two that I knew about coming out, going to the NHL. So I knew what they had coming out of the Western Hockey League.
Yeah. You know, I'm not shocked by this year's postseason, or by last year's postseason. I'm not sure how this year's postseason is going to go, and there's really no telling how it's going to go until the trade deadline's gone. Because you can't really make that, quick of, guesses right now unless, the team's already did what they need to do to get a good team.
Right.
And, once they get a good team, even other teams can make them offers and still people can move. But, it's just hard to say right now who's gonna take it away, who has the opportunity to take it away from Tampa Bay from winning their third cup in a row.
Yeah.
If they happen to do it 3 times in a row, hell, good for them. They're a great team. I hope not, because I kind of want to see another team win the cup for once. But maybe the Coyotes, maybe the Wild. They haven't seen the cup in a fat ass minute.
But for
Nell's shaking his head over here.
We're not winning the cup.
Are we gonna see Seattle contend like we did Las Vegas? Year one?
Year one, probably.
Yeah, maybe, because I mean, just with Grubauer coming in, that being a big signing, but Eberle still has some left in the tank. If he can stay healthy, I think Eberle is a good pickup for them. And with Grubauer now, I can see with them signing him and passing on Carey Price. Carey Price was way too much. I mean, it's almost what, 11 mil a year for Carey Price. I mean,
how old is Carey Price at this point?
He's got to be in his early 30s.
I think he's like mid-30s.
Yeah, and he's still signed for what, 4 years and like 10 mil, almost 11 mil a piece for each year. So I could see Seattle passing, and I was like, okay, I see that they're just fishing him out there to see if Seattle will take him off their hands. But
yeah,
Carey Price was
is
different.
33.
Eee. Yeah. Too much.
Since we did bring Seattle up into the conversation, what do you guys think about the Seattle jerseys?
I'm a fan. I like them.
I like them
a lot. Yeah.
Dude, I'm not 100% sure, but I heard that there was a different logo for them, and then like no one liked it, so then they ended up going to this one. Am I correct, or does anyone know about that?
I haven't heard anything on that yet.
I know a lot of people liked this new design, but apparently there was a design before this that no one liked.
Never heard anything about it.
Good on them for deciding to go with this one, because I actually really like this design.
I do like it. It's nice and clean and simple, honestly.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks dope as well. With the eye and the tentacle coming out. Makes it look cool. It although it does look kind of like a double A baseball team logo, but it happens.
Right.
I do want to see what their alternate is going to look like. I would like to see if they would put an actual Kraken onto the jersey. Honestly,
that would be
I
sick.
know that there is a couple different like teasers behind extra jerseys, jerseys with the actual Krakens on it.
Damn.
Not my favorite jerseys with Krakens on it. They're not the
my favorite kind of Kraken. But honestly, the team is just it's gonna be a good year for them.
Yep.
And it's honestly it's refreshing seeing a new team come into the league.
Yeah.
I know that when Las Vegas came in, it was actually hyped because they had a decent team. They took basically the whole good players that were in the NHL at the time, and made a decent team until they all got traded off.
Yep.
Do you guys think that that's going to happen this year, where they're going to have one good season, and then they're not going to have a season together ever again, like as a full-on team? Or do you think that they're going to stick as one team for a while? Anyone?
I think it's kind of the way that the poaching people off of other teams like that. You set up to only have a short window with those players anyway. You're only taking people that have expiring contracts, maybe a year or two left on them or whatever. So
Yeah.
I mean, that you see that they passed on a lot of players that were up for contracts, because obviously you could just go sign somewhere. The way that it's set up, you could draft them, but then they could just sign somewhere else anyway. So you're going to be taking people there in that window like 2-3 years probably left on their contract.
Well, then it's always interesting to see right at the trade deadline, who are buyers, who are sellers. If Seattle's not having a great first year, they might be sellers, and just looking at I'm looking at their roster right now.
Yeah, I
mean,
too.
Like you could, dangle Donskoy or Yanni Gord out for a team that's looking to make that extra
Giordano.
push. Yep, Giordano on the back end. Vince
Yanni.
Dunn too.
Grubauer.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep. Yeah. It's just gonna be interesting to see, and honestly, we're just gonna have to wait it out and see what happens right around the trade deadline.
I don't feel like Schwartz is going anywhere. I feel like he's stuck there for a while.
Well, yeah, he signed with them just a few days ago. So he he's gonna stay for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna trade him.
I don't really think he even worth trading out to a different team.
No.
I mean, he's 29 at this point. He has 6 more years. It's just better for them to keep him until he retires, honestly.
Yeah. He's gonna keep being a good player definitely for the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be a drop off at the last year or two of his contract, but I think he'll probably end his career in Seattle.
I mean, he's been playing for the Blues for the past 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, which is about a good contract right there.
Yeah.
Well, he also played 1 year before he had the streak of years, but after getting 6 years on the Blues, honestly, your best bet is just to stick on to a different team until you retire. After that, that's why I do like to see all the young players jump around from team to team and kind of get comfortable with different players, get comfortable with different kinds of styles, and then start sticking to one team later on down the line. I just feel like it brings more creativity and skill to them as a player. which is kind of good for the team as well. I mean, even when he has one Stanley Cup, you know, it's kind of rough seeing him getting stuck at one team.
Right.
I mean, they did get Donskoy. Their team is going to be good.
Yeah, there's no way around it.
Blackwell. Do they still have people to pick up or no? Like,
Yeah,
do they
I
have
mean,
room?
They definitely have cap room. So I could still sign, one of the, or a few free agents that just haven't been signed yet. But at this point, all the big names are gone, so it'll just be minor pickups at this point.
Sure. I mean, they didn't really get, huge names like Las Vegas, but they have decent names.
Yeah, they'll be good this year.
Who is the Kraken's goalie right now? Grubauer?
Yep.
Grubauer.
Oh, and Dredger. Dredger. Jeez. Their first game is against the Knights too. That's interesting.
Nice.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. Good team. All right. We're gonna be ending this here soon. It's been fucking hour and like 15 minutes already. I can't spell. There we go. Wasn't paying attention to freaking chat, honestly. Terrible streamer. when we're talking about the Kraken, I need to talk about the Kraken,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Can't even figure out what I'm doing. So the last kind of partial topic I want to cover is I guess we can just go off of this. Where do you think the standings are going to be this year?
Ooh.
Amongst teams being good and all that. Who do you think are going to be the top 5?
Top
teams?
5? Oh, shit. I'm going to say the Wild are number 1.
And just get the fuck out of here. Who brought this guy here? Come on.
Lightning for sure. I'd say Lightning, Bruins, Avs. I feel like the Kraken will make a push.
Well, one more team.
Oh shit, one more.
Yes,
I mean the rest of the league's
by now.
the rest of the league's trash. It's
What about the Oilers? Question.
I think they'll miss playoffs again.
Honestly,
Yikes.
probably.
Well, and honestly, it's gonna
That's what they
be
do best.
fucking Vegas as my 5th because they've been good.
But what about a team like the Hurricanes?
They're sneaky good. I still don't think they're quite there, but if they get a couple more pieces, they're gonna be right in there as well.
Yeah.
I would agree with that list, I think maybe you could cycle in the Islanders in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They
For
are
sure.
getting better this year. Yeah. That's honestly great for New York because they haven't had a good team in the past 20 years, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of like the. Do I even say it? Do you want to say it for me?
What's up?
The Arizona Coyotes. It's basically just like Arizona and.
Hey, we went to the Western Conference Finals in 2012.
2000. I don't think that's something to be happy about, bud. That's all you made it to. Yeah. I do partially agree with the list that he did bring up. But the only two teams I would probably drop is well, I would probably drop the Islanders right now. Unless they pick up one other good player during this trade deadline. They probably will hit the playoffs barely, but I don't think that they're one of the top 5 teams right now. Definitely Tampa Bay, definitely the Bruins, definitely the Kraken. They're going to somehow make it. The only other team that I feel like would somehow, with a miracle, will make it is a little bit biased, but the Oilers. I feel like they are going to turn things around this year after 3 failed attempts at trying to make it to the playoffs and actually go into the playoffs this year and at least make it to the second round of the playoffs. Would probably be the best thing to see their team. I would love to see McDavid get a ring, or at least hold the cup for one second. But my fifth would probably be. I feel like the Canes are definitely going to go into the playoffs this year, like deep into the playoffs. Even with a decent team right now, I feel like they would at least somehow pull through and make it there. They did have a decent team last year. They didn't really lose that much of the skill this year. I feel like they're just gonna take it away and take it home. But yeah, you Austin, what's yours? What's your top 5?
Mine?
No, sorry, Kyle. I'm dumbass.
I was gonna say I went first.
You went first, yeah. I'd have to go at least Tampa 1. I'd say Colorado 2, and Tampa and Colorado can flip-flop
shit.
1-2 at the top.
Totally forgot about Colorado.
And then I'd say like Boston 3, and then probably like it could be a combination of 4, 5, and 6. Could be anywhere between the Islanders, Seattle, and Las Vegas.
Also, I would throw in probably a couple of fringe teams, maybe possibly Pittsburgh and Toronto.
Did you say French teams?
Fringe.
Oh, okay.
I'm French teams.
I'm pretty sure the only French team is Montreal, but sure.
No, fringe on those top teams. Maybe Pittsburgh, maybe Toronto. I don't know.
I like how none of us said any of the Canadian teams during the whole thing.
Yeah, I always forget about Toronto, but that's because they don't deserve anything nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how long before they blow up that team. How much they've underperformed.
What about Winnipeg, guys?
Oh, the Wild can't beat them, but they're not good.
They were definitely good when they had what's his name? Who'd they trade? Did Line go?
Yeah, line is in Columbus
Yeah.
now. But
Yeah.
they got Dubois out of that, so
He's basically a good trade, so but
yeah.
I don't know. Canadian teams are pretty trashed nowadays, except for the Oilers. But yeah.
Yeah, I think this upcoming season will be interesting for sure.
Definitely.
Yep.
Be nice. It would be nice to see, fans back into the stadiums normally now,
Mhm.
and not actual ceiling fans.
Right.
Be in the stands. It would just be a normal kind of game,
Mhm.
or normal kind of season, which they definitely need.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. That's all I got for you guys today.
All right.
I appreciate you guys coming out to join me on this podcast, even though it was pretty chalked. Us talking about the NFL and MLB for half the show, but it's definitely all right. We're not sportsists in here, so you gotta
Unless it's basketball.
fuck
We
basketball
don't talk about that
or
here.
soccer.
No.
Or soccer. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I do definitely appreciate all you guys coming out. Sorry more for like the late notice telling you that we were doing this,
No, you're good. You're good.
and
I appreciate you having me on.
I kind of ruined Sauce's chat yesterday.
Nah, it's all good.
All of his chat was just me talking to him about this tonight, but I was the only person in his chat.
It's true.
Sorry to say that, but yeah.
It's true.
But yeah,
I know I'm not entertaining.
You're hilarious. Well, technically, I'm the hilarious one because apparently, I was just getting clips for people when we were playing Splitgate, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do appreciate all of y'all. I will definitely hit you guys up some other time to either play games or to definitely do another podcast with me. We do podcast every 2 weeks, every other week. So every here and there, I might ask one of you guys to come on the stream for another podcast. The most chalked podcast on Twitch and on YouTube. But yeah, I do definitely appreciate it. Thank you, Kyle, for coming by. I know that you probably just heard about it yesterday night while Sauce was drunk or something like that. And
Sounds about right.
I'm surprised that Sauce actually got up this morning after sleeping until 7 p.m. But yeah, do greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.
Yep.
You guys are all good to go. If you don't have anything else to say about the NHL,
Well, they're fucked. That's all I gotta say.
Coyotes are on the winning streak of losing.
The winningest losing streak of all time.
The longest winning losing streak.
At least we had a better record than the Kings.
That's fine. I'm gonna go be a Kraken fan anyways. They're closer. They're closer to where I live now. LA is way far away from me. It was either I was gonna be an Avs fan or a Kings fan, and I went with the Kings instead of like 15 years ago or something like that.
I feel bad for both of those options.
Yeah.
I'd rather just not be a hockey fan in general at that point.
Oh come on! I'm a Mariners fan. I know disappointment.
That is true. Like, jeez. Okay.
But at least I'm not a Minnesota fan, so I mean.
All right.
All we know is disappointment.
But yeah.
All right, boys. Well, it was fun.
Yep.
Yep.
Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah.
If you guys are
Yep.
streaming, enjoy your guys' stream. I'll probably be streaming for a couple more hours here.
Sounds good.
Definitely taking this goddamn jersey off me so I feel less claustrophobic. But, you know, this is like a nice workout clothes. You know, it's nice and tight onto my body.
Yeah, it's like a
Pretty
compression
sure you can see the
shirt.
hard nips through the shirt if this logo wasn't here. But yeah, honestly, yeah, it's definitely fun banter.
Yep.
Poor coyotes, though, honestly. All right. Have a good night, y'all.
I'm gonna go eat some dinner.
Yeah.
Have a good
Okay,
stream, y'all.
See you.
Peace.
Yeah. Later.
This